According to the American College of Health Association in 2024 study, the 40% of college students said that they had found to be very depressed in this past year and then becoming very difficult for them to function. Think about that. Half of the students all around our countries are struggling with this depression. Depression is not doesn't have to be visible. It can hide behind studies, long night sessions, silences, and sometimes it's just not noticeable at all. And that is the reason why it gets untreated. And I can relate it and understand it personally because when I came from Pakistan to US, everything just felt very new. The whole environment were different, people are different, you have different expectations, and then all of this excitement, there was also something negative, which was homesickness, some cultural isolation. You have a risk of racism or discrimination. So when you're like away from home and you move and you constantly try to fit in into this new culture, try to make friends, and those all those efforts kind of affect your mental health. And all of these things combined together, they can change how we think, how we study, and how we study with the people around us. It can affect your grades, it can affect your friendship, it can have effect on your self-confidence, self-worth. For college students, that can really mean a big difference between succeeding or failing. I think I am credible to speak on this topic because I have experienced these challenges personally, and I have researched through resources such as WebMD, University of Georgia. I've looked up National Institute of Health, and one thing they all emphasize is that the depression among college students right now is one of the most pressing issues. And here's my thesis: depression is a major problem among college students caused by stress, stigma, isolation, but with awareness and support, it can be managed and we can fight it. And in this speech, I will discuss causes and then the effects that it have, and also the solutions that can help us fight it. So let's now start with the causes of depression. One of the biggest cause is the academic pressure. You have your assignment deadlines, heavy workload, you have competition to do good with your peers. And from a study from 2024 from WebMD, stress can come from overcommitment, and fear of failure are among the top contributors in depression among students. So, in in modern culture, we only focus on numbers and grades to define their value, and that pressure can cause emotional exhaustion. So, another cause could be cultural shock, cultural isolation, and social isolation, according to like a 2024 National Institute report. People who move away from their home and they go internationally to international universities to learn, they often feel very disconnected and misunderstood. And I have personally lived that reality. So that the loneliness that comes from missing your family and feeling like you just don't belong can really turn into dark space. It can also be environment factors. It could be like not exercising, not taking care of your health, eating junk food, not following a proper diet, having financial stress or lack of sleep. And all of these things a student is just trying to balance out. And when you're running on just a couple of hours of sleep and just living on drinking coffee, your body can work for some time, but it will crash out and it will end up breaking down all of a sudden. And they can cause exhaustion, stress, and the symptoms can create a very dangerous cycle that many of the students are facing right now. So now that we understand what causes depression, now we can see how it affects both emotionally and in their academic life. So depression shows in variety of ways in people's lives. People think it just only affects emotions, but it also affects your coordination, your relationship, your focus, your self confidence, your self awareness, self worth, low confidence. People start to skip classes, they start to have lower grades. In 2023, a report from University of Georgia reported that depression and anxiety are among most common mental health concerns among the college students right now, and it directly affects their performance. It's not that students don't have the will to fight it, but they just don't have the energy to do it. So, according to a 2023 National Institute of Mental Health study, they found that students who are struggling with mental health are more likely to withdraw from their friends and events in campus. So they start to say no to the events. They start saying no to invitations from friends. They start to avoid people and classmates, not because they want to, but they just don't have the energy to participate or pretend like they want to be a part of it. So it can cause a sense of hopelessness. It can get you motivated, feeling of numbness, and feel detached. And all of this buildup of emotional emotions can cause a complete burnout. But here's the important part: there's always ways of managing this stress, managing and avoiding this depression. Now let's talk about solutions that can help overcome depression. So in 2023, from Mayo Clinic report, they said that counseling, therapy, and support from peer, these are the two best options to fight depression on campus. And many of the universities have this counseling session, but there's like a stigma and like judgment that stops people from approaching that counseling or therapy. And we need to change that thing. People should be more motivated and celebrated or have a positive outlook when they seek help. And they should be made to feel strong when they do that. Peer support is very, very powerful. And then when friends start to have this conversation about mental issues, it's going to break a silence, and it gives some people chance to talk about their own issues. And just asking like, oh, how are you really doing, can mean more to someone that you can just more than you can realize. You can make small lifestyle changes too that can also make a big difference. So WebMD recommends um, regular exercising, having a good sleep schedule, maintaining your social relation, even like short walks or exercising or taking a break from your screen time, limiting your screen time can change your mood and focus a lot. College can also help play a role to fight depression. What they can do is like they can promote inclusion, they can educate professors, they can recognize the signs of stress from students, they can hold events that people can get together and discuss about these mental issues. Also, all of this can make a student feel very safe and make them open up. The solution is creating a partnership between students in universities and peers to make their campus a place where people are supported and they're helped. Now let's bring everything together. Now let's review all of this. First, the academic stress, isolation, environment pressure. Second, effects, performance, social withdrawal, isolation, emotional exhaustion. Third, solution, counseling, peer support, and healthy habits. It's serious, but it can be managed, and we can fight it. Remember, it's 40% of students who are too depressed to function, but these are all our roommates, classmates, maybe even us. So if we start to talk about it and open up and check on our classmates around us and friends and we can access these resources, and then we can make a change. Seeking help is not a sign of weakness, it is a sign of strength, and we can make our campus more safer and feel more human. Thank you.